Rise and shine, everyone. Thank you for joining us here on your Monday. I'm Jason Hackett. Alicia has the morning off. So as the smoke moves out of the metro today, we're turning our attention to storms in the forecast. Our weather team declaring a KARE 11 weather impact alert starting in just over 24 hours, lasting into Wednesday. So let's get all the details from meteorologist Ben Derry in for John this morning. And Ben, leading up to that, today is just going to be hot.
Yeah, summer sunshine and heat and humidity in the forecast the next couple of days. We hit 88 degrees for a high yesterday. We will be near 90 both today and tomorrow. That will be capped off by several rounds of showers and thunderstorms expected the tail end of Tuesday into Wednesday morning. Thunderstorms, heavy downpours possible, and a marginal risk for severe weather. We'll talk details on that just ahead. Right now, it's a mostly sunny sky. You could see some showers moving into far northwestern Minnesota, but that stays up to our north today. Air quality is still poor for some locations across the area, but we do expect there to be improving air quality throughout the morning hours. The air quality alert is limited to northern Minnesota and Wisconsin. That expires at various times throughout the day today. But the bottom line, improving air quality, hot and humid both today and tomorrow, and rain likely later Tuesday into Wednesday. We're looking at an inch or more of rainfall. We'll have a closer look at the forecast coming up. Cece?
Hey, good morning. Hope your week is off to a pretty great start here. Taking a live look down in Apple Valley. Good morning. If you're watching from Apple Valley or down South Metro, this is Highway 77. Things look really good in that area and really around the metro. Only seeing slight slowing on Highway 212 this morning. I'll keep my eye on that area because there is some road work in that area. But other than that, things green and weekend projects have wrapped up. They've been wrapped up for over an hour now. 694 westbound back open between New Brighton and Brooklyn Center. Also seeing lanes open back up between Highway 280 and 35E in St. Paul, and also between Highway 5 and 94 on 35E. So no longer needing to detour this morning, but there are many more projects to talk about, including road closures tonight that will need a detour. So I'll talk about that over this next hour.
All right, we will check in with you soon, Cece. Thank you very much. Turning to our top story here at 6 a.m. If you live in Golden Valley, New Hope, or Crystal, don't turn on your tap just yet. A boil water advisory is still in effect for about 60,000 people after a valve issue at a water tower. Audrey Russo is live in Golden Valley with a closer look at what happened and how long this could last. Audrey.
Yeah, Jason, I reached out to all three of the affected cities to see if there's a clearer timeline for when this boil water advisory might be lifted. Now, the officials with those cities are waiting on some test results to come back to see whether or not the water's contaminated, and they say they should know more at some point later on this morning. So not really a great start to the morning routine if you live in Golden Valley, New Hope, or Crystal. Officials say you should use bottled water or boiled tap water to brush your teeth, make ice, cook, fill your water bottle. Now, boil the tap water for at least a minute and let it cool down before you start using it. They say you don't have to boil water for showers, hand washing, or doing laundry. Now, the latest updates from the cities came down around dinner time last night. Some people we spoke to say they feel like the communication's been a little bit slow from the start.
My biggest question is, in the future, how is the city going to communicate these things? I'm not sure routing it through the police department is the most effective. I'm sure they got hammered with everybody calling.
Now, this all stemmed from a malfunctioning valve inside Golden Valley's water tower. That caused a dip in pressure. That's been fixed, so now it's just a matter of waiting to find out whether or not the water's been contaminated. Now, once a boil water advisory is lifted, there's something you need to know before you can start using that water again. I'll break that down coming up in about 30 minutes, but for now, Jason, I'll send things back to you.
Audrey Russo reporting from Golden Valley this morning. Thank you. We have a traffic impact alert to tell you about this morning. A major multi-year construction project just hours from getting underway. MnDOT is starting with overnight lane closures on 394. The project impacting traffic between 94 and Highway 100 well into next year. Michelle Beck is joining us live this morning with what drivers need to know as it gets underway. Good morning, Michelle.
Well, hey, so this is where it begins. So starting now and for the next 2 weeks, lanes will shut down overnight on eastbound 394 between Penn Avenue and Dunwoody Boulevard. Then at the end of the month, construction will ramp up on 394 when the center Easy Pass lanes close in both directions. That closure will stretch from Highway 100 to downtown Minneapolis all the way through November. You're likely to feel the impact of this one. An additional 5,000 cars are expected to squeeze into those main lanes.
frustrating for drivers out there, but if we can be patient, then we'll get done with the projects as quick as we can. So we definitely have things in place to try to go as fast as we can out here.
Yeah, and all this is part of a $79 million project to, in part, repair things like bridges and ramps. Back to you.
All right, everyone's favorite season, construction season, in full swing here. Michelle, thank you so much. All right, now, Western Wisconsin officials are investigating a black bear attack that put a woman in the hospital. The Wisconsin DNR says it happened about an hour and a half northeast of Minneapolis in Comstock yesterday afternoon. Officials say the 69-year-old woman was able to call 911 and was taken to the hospital. Right now, we don't know her condition. Wildlife officials say they found a cub in a tree nearby, but they're still looking to capture the adult bear behind the attack. This morning, Minnesota State Senator Nicole Mitchell is heading to court. Her criminal burglary trial starting in just over 2 hours. Mitchell is facing burglary charges in Becker County, accused of breaking into her stepmother's home last April. She says she was trying to check on a family member, but police say that she told them that she wanted to grab sentimental items belonging to her late father. Her trial has been delayed twice, once for the legislative session and again after 2 Minnesota lawmakers were shot last month. It is expected to last about a week. Parts of Texas devastated by the July 4th deadly floods are facing new flood watches right now, suspending some recovery efforts in the last 24 hours. But when things do get started again this morning, they'll have help from Minnesota. 5 rescuers and 2 canines from Minnesota Task Force 1 are now in Texas, taking on their first mission to help find the more than 170 people still missing. They're equipped to work 24/7 in disaster areas with no remaining infrastructure and provide advanced medical care. Now, this was the scene in Kerrville yesterday with water over the roads. Emergency officials paused all volunteer search efforts and police shut down several roads to everyone except first responders and residents. Those flood watches are expected to expire this morning. And if you'd like to help, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now. Our parent company created the Tegna Texas Flood Relief Fund to help flood victims in and around Kerr County. You can also find the information in the featured section on our website, KARE11.com. We're taking a live look at the U.S. Futures Board this morning at 6:08, all in the red as Wall Street is set to open lower as investors deal with new tariff risks. CNBC's Bertha Coombs has the details.
President Trump announcing this weekend that U.S. will impose 30% tariffs on imports from Mexico and the European Union starting August 1st. EU and Mexican leaders signaling that they plan to keep talking with the White House to try to reach a trade deal. The markets are coming off a negative week, but are still near record highs. In focus this week, we're going to be getting data on inflation, retail sales, and housing. Earnings season also kicking off with results from JP Morgan Chase, Citigroup, Bank of America, Johnson & Johnson, United Airlines, Netflix, and others.